He's married.
He's married.
You're not married.
She's also married, but broken marriage. Not
Married,
that
having children.
she is having that
Wait,
scar.
you want?
Now
Ibru madhve agidare. Why do you want this? No, we'll answer on merits if you want.
There is.
It's a different thing.
the only issue is this, my lord. Now she is married. Now regularly, my lord, she is harassed by her own in-laws because of this complaint. Wherein they're all torturing her.
That is what she has told you. That's a different.
Consent was there, but that was a misconception. That is my respectful submission. Yakendre. And since it is 6 years, there was a relationship with them. And she blindly believed because Ibru on their religion, there's no caste difference, nothing much. And he promised her that since he belongs to a rich family, he will
Now
marry.
you,
She goes to file a complaint. The police did not take Adanta. She files to senior officers, where she specifically says, I was upset as
according to you, there was no physical relationship at all.
No, my lord. This is after 2 months, my lord. The complaint came to be filed.
Promise of marriage, false promise of marriage, all that on one side. But the very thin line between rape and consensual act. That is why I always say it is the length of the relationship. If the length is about 4 or 5 years, it cannot be that consent was taken out of deceit.
Force or deceit.
Or force or whatever it is.
Yes.
See.
Here only 18 years old, my lord, she's barely
You can't say consent of a minor in this.
minor brother.
Consent on misconception because 18 years in 2012, 6 years have gone on.
Luckily, my lord, she has said that from past 6 years. If she had said 7 years, it would have gone to POCSO. But we also try to explore some options for
Idol
settlement.
settle agala. 376 ಇದು.
ಅಷ್ಟು ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. Only thing is
ಅದು 323 years, non-cognizable.
376, but agila. So I only placed 2 to 3 submissions before Lordships and in tune with Anurag Soni's case, wherein the consent obtained by misconception. That is the only thing I say.
What were the efforts made for taking the marriage forward or taking the issue forward for marriage?
That was the right question Lordship kindly posed me.
Hmm.
But I kept on requesting him for marriage. He never made any single effort. He did not even come to my house. He did not even speak to my parents. ಏನು ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. Only thing he clearly says, sorry, ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೊತೆ ಮುದ್ದೆ ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ದೀನಿ. I'm extremely sorry. She was 18 years on the day on which she entered into a relationship. 18 years. Barely 18 years. Maybe we could only say that kind of maturity that she did not have about the consequences.
Don't get into that.
Thereafter, my lord, in various other cases, Lordship has observed, there were attempts made because there was a problem of religion differentiation or caste differences where he could not come in. In same religion, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೇ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. But no attempt was made whatsoever by this petitioner to at least convince her that, sorry, I wanted to marry you, but my parents are reluctant to get me. Second, in his own complaint which he gives against her, he says, I had no intention to marry, it was only friendship.
Where is that?
Please. We request Lordship, look, page 53. 53. The relevant portion 54, sorry, 54. Para 3. 54. That in the course of our friendship, I casually informed her that I am getting married with my parents' choice parade. At that time, she expressed her intention that she is intending to marry me. I advised her that I had no such intention since only friendship. Yes, one complaint. Our complaint.
But consent.
But,
if this marriage, if you leave marriage, it hinges upon consensual.
Contacts. Now, my lord, the relationship which the petitioner and the second respondent entered between themselves was with regard to the promise that he had made that I am going to marry you. That is how we could have a relationship. She was 18 years on first.
Don't go about 18 years now. When was this complaint made against the complainant?
But this complaint was filed on 3/7/2018.
Why was the complaint?
Now, my lord,
why did he complain?
Yes, ma'am. I'll just come to that. My lord, now what happens is once she files a complaint, as a counter blast, he also files a complaint alleging that they are demanding a sum of rupees 10 lakhs from me, and they are threatening me that they are going to file an extortion case if I don't agree for the compromise. Already FIR was registered against him under 376. As a counter blast, he filed this complaint. Now, my lord, this clearly says he started putting pressure on the second respondent that you'll have to withdraw the complaint 376. It was only because of friendship I got into a relationship. But she also believed him, and since they were all both same religion,
He is married.
He's married.
You're not married.
She's also married, but broken marriage. Not
Married,
that
having children.
she is having that
Wait,
scar.
you want?
Now
Ibru madhve agidare. Why do you want this? No, we'll answer on merits if you want.
There is.
It's a different thing.
the only issue is this, my lord. Now she is married. Now regularly, my lord, she is harassed by her own in-laws because of this complaint. Wherein they're all torturing her.
That is what she has told you. That's a different.
Then Lord, the cheating that he has done to her, the false promise he made, the scar that he left on her. Lord, end of the day, my lord, this lady has suffered injustice. That is the only thing that she is concerned now. Because tomorrow, anyone, my lord, any friends will come and say that yes, I'll marry you, and out of misconception, they say there is a consent. And later on, my lord, as Lordship rightly observed, no attempts were made. No attempts.
All the cases where I have watched, there were attempts made.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು attempt
The
ಇಲ್ಲ.
parents have come in the way.
Please. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಇಲ್ಲ. Not even for the sake of courtesy, he has come to my house. Not even for his courtesy, he has asked my parents. Only thing is, they are a rich family and she is very poor. That's the only thing. Financial inequality there. ಅದು ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, Lord,
Wait.
Please, my lord. My lord, I would like to take your lordship to page 48, annexure D.
Annexure?
D, my lord. 48.
Statement. ಸಂದರ್ಶನದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ.
No, this is an acknowledgement, NCR copy, my lord.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸಂದರ್ಶನದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇರೋದು.
Yes. My lord, this is a first complaint, my lord, where the complainant has made
By whom?
But a complaint, complainant, my lord, de facto complainant against the petitioner.
Aye.
But in the entire government, there was no mentioning about their sexual assault, that they promised to marry. It's only described that she was interested and they were in love with for 4 to 5 years. The lordship, here is the entire statement. Nothing. After 3 months, my lord, they made an attempt, and in the FIR also they made changes. Initially, FIR was registered for 420 and 493, not for 376. If the lordship, here is page 26. Lord, if the lordship, this is a
ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೀರಾ We'll see whether it amounts to 376 or not.
Yes, my lord. But
You-
here,
I guess you can't wriggle out of the other things.
Lord, if you
417, 420, yeah.
ಇದೆ
Yes,
417 ಇದೆ
493 ಯಾಕೆ?
417 ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ
417, okay. Why 376 and 417?
and 493
Lord, if you lordship peruse the page 26, next first page of the affair.
Religion permits. But why 490? Yes.
My lord, page 26, my lord, first page of the affair. Initially, affair was registered for 420 and 493, not for 376.
I
But
thought,
later
okay.
it was altered for 376.
No problem. Yes.
Look.
Law does not bar.
Please, my lord.
Permission ತಗೋಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ court.
No, my lord. Initially, they made a affair for not for 376, 493 and 420. There was no allegation of relationship, all that, my lord, what in the complaint.
ಮತ್ತೆ 6 ವರ್ಷ ಏನು ನೆಟ್ಫ್ಲಿಕ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಾ?
Lord, it was a complaint, my lord. It is a clear, they were in a seen each other, they were loving each other, my lord. No, nothing of sexual interaction was not taken place. And moreover, my lord, if lordship peruse my complaint, what for the
Where is any indication that you are living in, is it?
ಇಲ್ಲ
Then
Lord, they were staying opposite houses ಅಷ್ಟೇ and he was running a mobile shop. Regularly she used to come to mobile shop. He had made an arrangement there. ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ difficult to believe.
and yes my lord, there was the consent was there, but that was a misconception. That is my respectful submission. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ and since it is 6 years there was a relationship with them and she blindly believed because ibru only religion, there's no caste difference, nothing much, and he promised her that since he belongs to a rich family he will
Now
marry.
you first complaint ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ? Any indication of 376 there?
Lord, now my lord, she goes and files a complaint to the police. Now police ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸೀರಿಯಸ್ ಆಗಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ
ಅದು don't take you from what orders I have
Lord,
passed.
kindly she has given complaints to the entire officers. I have produced that with my application to vacate the stay. Kindly Lord, take my application.
This first complaint, is it?
This is my lord, the second complaint. When she goes to file a complaint, the police did not take Adanta. She files to senior officers, where she specifically says, "I was upset as
According to you, there was no physical relationship at all?
No, my lord. This is after 2 months, my lord, the complaint came to be filed. This is what 18/6/2018. If you lordship peruse NCR, this is the month of March, April, 27th April 2018.
No, there are 5-6 complaints.
ಇದೆ. Then
To
the
everyone.
investigation was transferred to some other police station. ಆಮೇಲೆ charge sheet ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು. Kindly come to page 20. The commissioner transfers the investigation. Page 20, 20.
But again, it would be a consensual act. 417 we'll see.
Only thin line ಇದೆ. I know lordship has already observed much times, but only thing is my lord,
Promise of marriage, false promise of marriage, all that on one side. But the very thin line between rape and consensual act. That is why I always say it is the length of the relationship. If the length is about 4 or 5 years, it cannot be that consent was taken out of deceit.
force or deceit.
Or force or whatever it is. 2012 indane they have been together.
Lord, in this matter, I only like to stress on 2 aspects. One is this, while analyzing the aspect of consents by force or by misconception or by voluntary will, Lordship may kindly also observe the age factor also. Maybe, my lord, in many of the cases, 35, 36 years or even 32 years, people are mature enough to understand the
We'll
consequences.
see.
Here, only 18 years old, my lord, she's barely
You can't say consent of a minor in this.
minor brother.
Okay, consent on misconception because 18 years in 2012, 6 years have gone on.
Luckily, my lord, she has said that from past 6 years. If she had said 7 years, it would have gone to POCSO.
I know.
That's a breathing ground for him. Second, apart from that she was not so mature to give a consent. Second thing is, my lord, he has not made any attempt to ensure.
That you have told. Yes.
And hence, and he accepts in his own complaint that yes, it was only friendship, not marriage.
Intermodal ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
Yes, intermodal ಇದೆ. And further, lastly, now the kind of pressures that she built on her to withdraw the complaint, false complaint ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಅನ್ನೋದು. It's a web of truths that he spins around her to ensure that sufficient pressure is put on her to withdraw the complaint. Now, my lord, a woman is standing just to ensure that I believe.
Now this 2018 complaint ಕೊಟ್ರಿ. 6 years ಆಗಿದೆ. Both of you have changed your lives. Do you want to still insist?
We tried.
And 10 lakhs.
Not 10 lakhs, my lord. The issue is this. They
Have a child?
Yes. With the new husband, yes, she has a child. Hangagi, we said something.
Let me see, because this will have a rippling
Larger
effect.
repercussions.
Let me see.
I'll leave it to my lordship.
Heard result,
Please. Grateful.
Let me see.
Please.